Rails developers, there's no doubt that we've come across errors while developing our applications, and sometimes these errors can actually reach our production applications. However, we wouldn't see an error like this in production, it would just kind of gracefully fail. So if you are on a Rails production application, you might see an error message like this, or something similar if you have customized the error 500 page. However, one thing that we usually overlook, especially if we don't see anything causing a major issue right off the bat, is the JavaScript errors. And depending on the situation, especially if we're using turbolinks where we're not doing full page refreshes, sometimes these errors can pile up, or they can just be completely unexpected. Maybe there's a certain use case that wasn't thought of, and somehow it slipped through the cracks. And in previous episodes, I've talked about error handling, error reporting, and using application performance monitoring tools like New Relic or something similar. However, one thing that we haven't really touched on, and one thing that could really affect your end user's experience on your application, would be the JavaScript errors. And I feel like as Rails developers, we have often left these aside and not addressed them, and especially haven't reported on them. So in this episode, we're going to look at using Sentry to get notified of errors that happen on the JavaScript front-end side. And one nice thing about this is that we do get some meaningful information about the error within Sentry that got posted from a JavaScript error handler. And so, for example, one thing that we can create and customize is some kind of identifier so we know right away what stimulus controller we need to go look at. And I think error reporting on these JavaScript issues can be quite important because it's something where the user might be nice enough to actually report the issue to you, but when you try to go replicate the issue, you were unable to because you have not followed the exact paths that they have taken, or maybe you're not using the same inputs, and so you're not uncovering that error. So in this episode, we are going to look at adding in Sentry to track our JavaScript errors, and we're also going to look at how we can expand it to also track our stimulus controller errors. And did you know that you can go to railsstore.com to get your own Ruby on Rails t-shirt or your Drift in Ruby t-shirt? So be sure to check that out and use the promo code RUBY for free shipping within the United States. To watch this full episode and more videos, visit driftinruby.com and subscribe to the Pro membership.